Howdy folks, so I'm here playing around in the backyard. Got my favorite tree. It already has a piece of paracord up it to drag my rope up. We're gonna do 3 different ways to climb up a rope. And that line up there, that yellow spot, there it is. That's 10 feet. Now there's many different ways you can climb up a rope. This is just a few possible ways that you can do it and the ones that I personally use and have had good luck with. They're all relatively compact, easy to carry, and not terribly expensive. I think the rope costs more than the Ascenders do on this stuff, so can't complain too much. All right, so now I'm gonna pull my rope up the tree. I already got a paracord. I got this end hooked up to a little loop that I got on the end of it. And then I got my quick link down here. And I'm just gonna start pulling this rope through that and it's gonna send the whole thing up. Let's try it out. Up the tree we go. Coming over the branch, we're over. Little loop-de-doo. And here's the join, and we're through. Okay, so now there's a tricky part. We want to pull it up kind of quick and see if we can get it way up there, because it always wants to sit on a big angle right at the end. Like that. But that's all right. And we'll call that good. So all 3 methods that we're going to use to get up this rope are going to use the Madrock safeguard. The first one is going to use a linesman belt as well. So let's go ahead and put on our Madrock safeguard. Flip that one open, and one nice little loop through there, and back around. Just like so. Now we take that and we hook it right onto our bridge. And I like to keep mine nice and short for this part. Now we're hooked up. The first method is only going to use a linesman belt. This is the least graceful of all the methods, but it is the least amount of stuff needed, and it works in a pinch and it gets you up there quick and dirty. Okay, so we got our linesman belt around the tree. We're gonna leave it nice and long, and we're gonna try to get a big angle on it. And then anytime we can tighten up our Madrock, we're gonna take up the slack there. All right, let's see if I can do this. One more will give us our 10 feet. No, not quite. Okay, so we'll call that good there. My feet are at the 10-foot mark. And now to bail out, ditch that. And we're back on the ground. So that part's nice and quick too, because we only have the one little line that we were using. One way. So our next method is going to be just a hand ascender and a foot loop. And we're going to just snap this on here. It goes on like that, nice and fast. The hardest part about this one is getting the foot loop on nicely. For me anyway. I'm sure you could do this on the ground, but I always do it this way. And now we're dangling, and up we go. "10 feet. Now we remove it. Back in the pocket. Taking too long. There we go. And back down we go. Time. Method number 2. Okay, so our final method for the day, and my favorite, we're going to use the hand ascender, the foot loop, and this time we have the addition of the pulley. Now this is my favorite method, and I think that it's the least physical effort and probably the smoothest overall. Speed, we'll see. So snap that on. Now we're going to put our pulley on. This one just splits like that. We'll chuck our rope in there. Up it goes. And then I also like to take my foot loop carabiner and hook it over the rope like that. And what that does is it doesn't allow our rope to pull out of our ascender up top here. Now we got a bit more stuff going on here. Let's have a seat and get our foot loop on. Okay, and we're off. There's 10. Now undo it all. So we get take our pulley off first. Then we get our foot loop. There's that. Carabiner, ascender. Take the whole works. Clip it on the side. And back down we go. So as you can tell, that one style has a little bit more stuff to do once you get at the top to unhook everything, and a little more to hook up in the first place. But I do prefer to pull downward on the rope instead of trying to pull up like that. And it's just one more little item to carry that makes it a little easier for me. So up to you guys. So out of all three of these climbing methods, the simplest and most compact is going to be the linesman. It is also the least graceful, I say. It is the most physical work. And it's comparable speeds, but you work for it a little more. And saying that, it's a good thing to carry regardless, so you're not really carrying extra stuff. So our second method isn't a whole lot to carry. We got our ascender and our foot loop and our safeguard, which I use all the time, so this isn't really an extra piece for me. It does take up a little bit more room in the pocket, but it is a lot easier, and it's not too bad. It doesn't weigh much anyway, so it's like 4 ounces or something. So I still carry this just in case it helps me out in the run of a day. So our third and my favorite method, of course, includes the most gear. So we have the pulley, the extra carabiner, we got our hand ascender and our foot loop, of course, and then our safeguard. This adds a tiny bit of bulk, but to me it's worth it because it requires a lot less effort, and for me, I'm stronger pulling downward, so that kind of takes the effort out of the legs as much because you can pull yourself up a little stronger. The catch with this is that it could be a little bit louder. We got more metal pieces. I can stealth strip this and calm it down just a little bit, but we still have a bunch more aluminum in our bag, and you try to stick all these in the same pocket, it's gonna be noisy regardless. So that is one thing that might be a drawback for you. The pros of all three of these climbing methods is that we don't allow slack in our main lifeline while we're doing it. So even when we're messing around with our linesman belt, kicking and slide off the tree, we still have full tension on our lifeline. So we can't fall or shock load anything for it to say. So now we're gonna get our rope back. It's kind of like a normal pull down, but we hooked the paracord to the end because this is my practice tree, and that way the rope is gonna pull the paracord back up, and I'll be left with a nice loop of rope there for the next time I wanna send a rope up. So we got our one end tied off, and we're just gonna start pulling the other one. Give her a little flip to unlock it a little bit here. There it goes. Now we're just gonna pull this down, and you'll see that this rope goes right through there. Kinda. And now we're just gonna keep pulling. And that will send our paracord back up the tree, if I don't stand on it. Now next time we want to come out and play, we got our nice little loop of cord here, and a stick. So when I'm all done, I tie the two pieces of paracord back together so they can't get pulled out of the tree, and then I stick an S-beaner on there, and I just do a little loop around the tree, back to the carabiner. Now it's tucked away, and next time we want it, we just grab it, off we go. Thanks for watching, and if you liked what you saw today, make sure to check out my other video. It's called Ascending and Rappelling. I'll leave a link to it. And I also shoot my bow out of the tree and a few other things, so make sure to check that out. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you soon.